Ooh, got sprayed. Hell yeah, I kind of like that. Might come back here more often. They got a spray you lake. Might have to stay in Louisiana if these lakes start spraying us. So today is June 2nd, nearing the end of my my vacation from work. I got a different little mic protector thing back on the bike. It's so we're nearing the end of my week off, which I took this week off for my birthday. You know, personally, I don't like obligations, and so on my birthday I usually do everything I can to give myself a week just free of obligations, right? If I want to just sit there and jerk off all day, I can. I like that personally, that freedom, because in a lot of my life I don't feel like I have that freedom. You know, you got to go to work, you got to work overtime, you got to be there, punch the clock, blah blah blah. Let's see if we can make this. So on the week of my birthday, I try to like get rid of all obligations. So today is my birthday. Happy birthday! Thank you. Okay, what do you think I'm doing? Right? I'll give you some guesses. Think I'm maybe going to get a gift? No, I'm not going to get a gift. Think maybe get together? No, like I said, it feels like an obligation. It feels like people, like you're giving people homework. Like, hey, this day is coming up and it means something to me, so spend money. Yeah, and if you can take off of work or like fuck up your schedule for me, that'd be awesome, because I want to do this thing. And that's cool. That's normal. A lot of people do that. I don't like that. So no, not going to get together. What I'm going to do is my wife is actually buying a car. Not for me. She's buying a car for herself on my birthday. But that's awesome. Like I'm framing it like it's a problem, but I'm actually really proud of her. She's been having little nagging issues with her car here and there. She's had it for a long time. She commutes a long way. She works really hard. I think she deserves something nice. And she's had little nagging issues with her car. Her catalytic converter failed. I think she has an 18. So what's that, a 5-year-old car? Catalytic converter failed like a year ago. 4-year-old car. And then she has like a nice touch screen, and that touch screen started failing, meaning it like touches itself. So her car is effectively just fucking masturbating all the time, and like the screens are just fucking I don't know what it is. Like there's all these like iPad kids, right? We've always made fun of them. We've all seen them. Apparently they've all grown up and they want to buy cars, and so all the cars now have iPads in them, huge little touch screens, which, dude, touch screens are awesome. They look cool, they work, they look nice again, but these car companies, a lot of them, they're not paying top dollar for these touch screens. What happens to a touch screen if you don't pay top dollar? It works real well till it doesn't work at all, and that's what her little thing's doing. And there's like some hack. She has a Mazda CX-5. There's some hack where you can go in there and disconnect whatever ribbon cable powers the touch sensor specifically, and it'll work otherwise exactly the same without the touch. And you could put a chastity belt on your car basically if you wanted to, but it's so weird to do, to even have to do that. And you got to like open up the dash. Nothing impossible, nothing that we couldn't do. It's like just we don't want to do it. And having these little nagging issues over this time frame, it's like, what else is gonna happen? What haven't we seen? Is the next one gonna cost more money? You know, so I'm squidding, by the way, today. Don't do this. It's not even hot enough to justify this. It's never hot enough to justify not wearing any gear. I mean, I have the pants and the boots and the gloves, but you know, you fall like this and you're gonna erase yourself on the fucking road. Jesus Christ. Great imagery. Hope you guys are enjoying that. So anyway, she's looking at a Lexus. It's a really nice car. Effectively, it's the bones of a Corolla, just, you know, the Corolla Toyota would make if they wanted it to be, you know, smoother riding, quieter on the inside, nicer touch surfaces all throughout the car. That's what Lexus is, really. They make these platforms just the same platform, tweak a couple things, and they call it a Lexus. But I mean, best Consumer Reports, the best car company there is, right, in terms of reliability and the future-proofness. See, what turned us on to that is like I said, her little touch screen's fucking up, and they're still using analog controls in a lot of ways. And there's a little LCD or whatever screen in the car, but it's not a bottleneck. It's not something you need to use important features, and that really future-proofs these cars, and that's something Lexus takes serious. So just gonna go look at it, hoping she enjoys it. I'm gonna show you guys. There's this little thing. She sent me a picture of like a rear quarter panel of a car, and I didn't know it was the Lexus she's looking at. I thought it was like some just ridiculous car, and it has like a dealer tag. I think I'm behind a CX-5. This is the exact car my wife currently has, I think. Or maybe it's a CX-3. I can't read very well. Yeah, CX-5, right? Still can't read it. Yeah, CX-5. Same car, same color. It's my wife's car, basically. Oh yeah, the rear quarter panel, like the back left, it has a tag on it, like a license plate, a full-size license plate on the rear left quarter panel. I've never seen this in my life, so I'm gonna go over there and make sure, just see what's actually going on, because if that's really like screwed in. This is one thing. CarMax, I bought my STI from CarMax, and had a clean Carfax and clean history, all good, blah blah blah. I buy it, and so my first service, you know, I wasn't very handy at the time, didn't have a lot of tools or experience, so I didn't want to fuck up my new car. So I took it in the Subaru to get some servicing done, and they pulled like the service history, and the car had like exploded. The engine, the cooling system had died, the AC, they replaced the entire engine. I think they did something with the transmission. So like some serious shit went down with this car, and none of that was dictated in the buying process. Even everything looked like, you know, 0 accidents, no codes, blah blah blah. It's like you go to Subaru, they plug into your OBD2, and it's like a novel being written before your eyes of problems that have happened that were never disclosed to you. And CarMax is cool because if all that happens and shit is, you don't like it. In my case, it had just gotten all new everything, new engine. They had replaced the steering wheel, replaced, I think, the seats. It was all new. So in my case, I lucked out. But in some cases, you won't. So, like right now, car dealers, dude. I respect anybody doing a job, anyone providing a service, and that's what they do. They find these cars somewhere, you know, take care of them, but they take care of them so minimally because the profit's all that matters. And if they can make $300 by fucking you over, they absolutely will. She's got all these dealerships calling her, making these huge promises like, we'll pay you more than Kelley Blue Book. Why would you do that? First of all, what, you would never do that. Like, the person who comes there to buy it is not going to pay over Kelley Blue Book. How could you pay my wife over Kelley Blue Book? And one of them made her some crazy outlandish promise. So she goes there, they're like, you know, we can't cut you a check. She's like, okay, like today? Yeah, right now we can't do that. She's like, okay, well, how much would the check be when you do cut it? Because they had offered her like 17 something. It was like 2,000 over what the other CarMax was offering her. And they're like, I can't tell you. Can't tell me? So they gave you this baseless piece of paper the first time, you know, that means nothing. It has a number on it, and next thing you receive is nothing. So she drives all the way out there, has them drive her car, and it was just a ploy to get her on the lot and look at what they've got. And yeah, I'm sure they'll buy it, but they're not buying it at the original thing that they agreed upon. Such scoundrels, bro. Skeeving fucking thieves. I almost want, like, I'm glad I didn't go in there, because we would have walked out a lot sooner, and it's possible we could have walked out of there with some fucking charges. So I'm happy I wasn't there. I'm gonna go, we're gonna head to CarMax now. She's already there. She's like driven it, she loves it. She wants somebody to like fucking hype her up. She wants me to, like, I guess she needs somebody to show up with like pom-poms, like, sign the dotted line. And I just don't want to do that, because first of all, it's a SUV, right? It's a hatchback Corolla, you know, just like I said, done better by Lexus. So it's a nice car. It's going to be a reliable car. It's never going to break. In 15 years, I fully expect that thing to just still be working and cheap and minimal issues. But it's not like a sports car. It's not a race car. It's not an exciting, you know, coupe. You know, and she's mad that I'm not enthused about it, and I am for her, but like not for me, right? Like the car that I want is like the RC, or you know, there's I think there's an IS 500 with a V8 in it. Even if the V6, I looked at the V6s, they don't sound bad with exhausts, but they have like a CVT in their V6s and a bunch of weirdo stuff, man. So they're making weirdo cars. I don't know, I don't keep up with Lexus much, but I was looking at the V8 RC, and those things look great to me. I love the spindle. Some people don't like it, and they sound great and just decent power for what they have, and an all-around good package. Lexus badge, it's sick, but out of her price range, and she wants more utility. Of course, everybody does. Everybody wants to drive either a truck or an SUV, and she's no different. She's been driving an SUV for a long time, and kind of trying to make her understand that that's a lot of mass you're fucking carrying around to what? To haul things 3 times a year when we do, and some of it would just fit in a normal car. So getting her to size down to a hatchback, I still see as progress, and you know, if we save her from future issues, and I think her car needs tires soon, so it's just like, it's time. It's like 80,000 miles, you know, another year of the commuting she does, she'll be over 100,000. They'll be looking at it more unfavorably when they buy it, and less value, blah 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 blah. So that's where we're headed. So I'm not positive where I'm going, but we're gonna try to make it work. I'm more adventurous with the bike when it comes to like not knowing exactly where I'm going, because even if you get lost, it's a fun process. Before, I'm like always, I used to work in a job where we're driving the same one every time, and I would need a coworker to like break out their phone, put the Google Maps in, and I need to see that fucking map. I need to see that little line telling us to go straight for the next 120 miles. Just for whatever reason. OCD, I don't know if that's OCD, like low-level autism, I don't know. But it's definitely not normal. But I'm getting over that, and this bike is helping me do that. So, is lane splitting legal in Louisiana? I know that it's not. It doesn't stop me from wanting to do it. It's the right thing to do. That's what I'm going to tell the officer. Yeah, the speed limit's 55, but it was meant to be 80, sir. There's another one of her cars. See, dude, they're everywhere. They're so common, but it's a good car. We did a lot of research beforehand, and in the segment, you know, what she was looking for, the price, the value, it's Japanese, it's spacious, it's not terrible, not great. She has some like carbon in her combustion chamber. That's a big thing. We've been putting that off, and it's not a huge deal, but it lessens your gas mileage, lessens your performance. And Toyota's the only company that with a modern car that you don't have to worry about that, because they do both port and direct injection. Let's have some fun. Don't have the fucking jacket on, so of course it's time to squid. So, you know, it's a lot of bullshit you would otherwise have to worry about that you just don't when you buy a Lexus. So it's really nice. I think a lot of the Toyotas as well have that thing going on. Cop, so after I got pulled over the other day, I feel like I'm no longer immune to their all-seeing eye. Fucking cops are Sauron. I want to have fun, but not too much fun. Calm the fuck down. Let's get in this turning lane if we can. This used to be my commute when I used to work offshore. The company I used to work for was located right in there, and I don't think they are anymore. I think everybody got laid off. Could be wrong, but such is offshore work. Good when it's good, and then it's fucking gone, and everybody's like, where are you going? Can I come? Wasn't a fan of that lifestyle. Had a lot more days off though. I remember some days we like just work for like 6 hours and get paid for 24 because you're like on location, you're out there. And then there's some days where you work 36 in a row and nobody can sleep and everybody's doing these really important jobs that could kill everyone, but we're like you know, just fucking barely making it, dude. And that was the biggest thing for me. Felt like I would die if I kept doing it, not because it was dangerous, but because, you know, the lack of sleep made these normal jobs we were doing dangerous. Oh shit, there it is. You guys see that? I tried to shift in a second and now I'm in neutral going 30 miles an hour. What did I say? Okay, now hell, first gear. Did you hear all that? Not fucking cool. Fucking crunchy madness. Happens every ride, man. I don't know if I've ruined something or if it came ruined from the factory, and I called Yamaha. I didn't want them to look at that in particular. I called them to change my tire. They're like, yeah, so we're booked out until the end of August. Like, what? For a tire change? He's like, yeah, for all service we have one mechanic and blah blah blah. I'm like, dude, what? You have a whole fucking dealership and you can't change a tire until August? So I ordered the tire, sent it to Cycle Gear. I'm gonna have to take it off myself, but you know, I can at least get Cycle Gear to change it, so that's something. And the cop didn't come. God bless him. I was thanking the cops mentally yesterday for doing their job, and today I'm very thankful that that guy's not doing his job. Or maybe he is. Maybe he's doing his job, going to get somebody more important, which I also respect. It's a good job. It's a hard job. It's hard to be hard on cops. A Prius. That's the car I was trying to talk her into originally. The new Prius actually just looked like a normal car, which is like fucking unheard of, right? The old Priuses look like, I don't know, they look like a goddamn Aztec, the Pontiac Aztec. That's what the Prius looks like. It's like they copied that. It's like, what's the ugliest car, dude? Let's make that. Okay. Yeah, and also let's like make the drivetrain like really underpowered. Okay, you sure about this? Yeah. Oh, also let's put like, let's make it have to charge in some cases, so like it's not only slow but like really poorly usable with the existing infrastructure in this country. Dude, I quit. Didn't I? I mean, I'm joking about people in the boardroom hearing their plans and quitting, but I didn't somebody in Toyota like really high just quit? Like the top guy, CFO, CEO type shit? He doesn't like where they're headed. That's crazy. That's crazy. The highest volume, most reliable, basically Halo brand in the world. That's one of the factors I think is so cool about that job is it's everywhere. Everywhere. As long as you have a good attendance record, dude. You call an office, hey, you guys need somebody? Yes. For temporary work, you can go. And then, hey, you guys want somebody permanent? I want to transfer. If they have an opening, you fucking just transfer, dude. Something that appeals to me because, you know, people who live down here in this heat, you know, if you have an AC job, you know, you work inside in the shade, and you just have to walk in the heat to your car and back, or, you know, when you're outside enjoying yourself, it's a little different. But if you're in this heat, in this sun every single day, day in, day out, making your money, climate, I think, matters. And so for me, I was thinking about, oh, we're in second gear. Oh, I was thinking, man, why don't we move to Tennessee, man? Tennessee would be a fucking blast. Beautiful roads. Probably put more money into taking care. I think I'm supposed to go straight. Probably take care of their roadways better than we do. Probably less crackheads and EBTs. I don't know. Then we looked into it a little bit, and it's like, even though it's in the mountains, so in my brain, you're in the mountains, why would flooding even be an issue, right? Does that make sense to you guys? That makes sense to me. I've only ever been from around here, you know, the river delta type shit. Like, so, you know, I understand hurricanes, I understand flooding, and it makes sense because we're so close to the coast. when you tell me there's flooding in the mountains and the majority of the fucking state of Tennessee is a floodplain, does that make sense to me? But I looked it up and like I just looked up floodplains in Tennessee, right? Because you're not from there. You could see a really nice house, get there, buy it, and 3 months later, the thing that always happens, that everybody from that town knows is going to happen, that you've never seen because you don't live there, that thing happens, you know? And you buy this awesome house and it fucking totally gets flooded, and you didn't see it coming. So that's what I'm scared of. I looked up Tennessee, and it's all a floodplain, man. Floodplains in the mountains. Surprised the hell out of me, dude. But, you know, just, they've got some nice roads up there. They've got, you know, not everybody in my town is poor, but I look at openings for jobs and the pay is really low, even compared to the town I'm in now, you know, 20 miles away. The pay is significantly lower. But the houses are kind of fucking nuts. And I'm looking at these huge houses in Tennessee, and they're cheaper and they're nicer, and it's just, it blows my damn mind, like, that I could have a cooler climate, nicer home for less money. It just seems like win, 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 win. And because of the job, I could transfer there, and it is something I've seriously considered, and I just wish there was a way to, like, you know, find a house online, message all the neighbors, and find out what, you know, is a common issue in that area. Not sure where he wants to go. He's trying to go through the turn lane and go straight, I think. Go ahead. Ambulances scare the hell out of me. It scares me because I know what they know. Like, I don't see what they see, but I know that they see some fucked up fucking accidents. People doing stupid shit, like riding double the speed limit in short sleeves. We're really blessed. You know, we both have good jobs, and you know, I spend a lot of my money, she saves a lot of her money. She's smarter than me. And the second I pay off the Subaru, I'm hoping to take, you know, the money I would otherwise be giving to my car every month and buy a nicer home. And I'm kind of, the thing that I try to do with my purchases is I don't mind a little upfront pain if it's going to save me pain in the long run, right? Like, you know, pay a little more for a nicer bike that's going to treat me right for the life of the bike. As long as I want it, that thing is mine, it's going to be good. And so I'm trying to do the same thing with the house. And in particular, it's like thinking forward, you know, as weather patterns change, as storms get worse, flooding gets worse, it's really hard mentally on me to want to buy a home down here. And some areas are totally good and always going to be fine, but over time, those areas that are problematic are growing. Like we've recently, and this could just be freak accidents, but we've had a lot of tornadoes that I know a friend of mine personally, that was literally hit by a fucking tornado. It hit his apartment complex. He got so fucking lucky. It hit the apartment right in front of him, and he's at the door, and here's the fucking tornado. Takes his bike, throws it into his wife's car. God skipped to his loo, bro. Like, God fucking skips over just his apartment complex, hits the next one behind his, and these are like brick buildings crumbled to dust. Fucking insane. You know, that shit is unheard of in our area. Ooh, got sprayed. Hell yeah, I kind of like that. Might come back here more often. They got a spray you lake. Might have to stay in Louisiana if these lakes start spraying us. Why haven't people thought of this? Like in the 20s and the 40s and shit, when there wasn't what gear am I in? Not paying attention, just fucking talking. When there was an air conditioner, I wonder if like cars got sprayed down on the side of the road. Like, go to a gas station, while they fill you up, they like just spray you on down, cool you off, huh? Self-service. Thank you, sir. You give them like an eighth of an eighth of an eighth of a penny, and they're like, fuck yeah, my family's gonna eat all week. I find myself trying to check out these cars that never had any fucking interest in on her behalf. We looked at an Acura. Acura's a nice company, right? Like, I would think so. Honda's good, Acura's good. But we're looking at them, and 2-year-old Acura, okay? Standard mileage on a year's what, 12,000? And this Acura has like 16,000, 2 years old, so by all measures that I can think of, good. And it lost like 10,000 in value from MSRP. It's hard to say if there's like something wrong with these units, so they're pricing them that way deliberately, or if it's, you know, an overall sweeping thing that happens to all of them, but it's kind of worrisome. Can't see behind me. Please don't rear end me, guys. Just pray every day that you stay in that bubble, and in that bubble, everyone directly near that bubble is off their phone. That's all that has to happen. And majority of the time, it happens enough, and mostly everybody survives, guys. Riding motorcycles, just tell yourself that. But you know, this traffic to you guys might seem normal, but you know, I used to work in this town. I worked in this town for like 10 years, and went to college here and stuff. But now that I live in the smaller town almost exclusively, you know, even this level of traffic makes me fucking nervous. It's like culture shock. I used to have a Spanish professor, and he said when he came to America, how bare the streets are. Like, nobody's walking in the streets, right? Nobody's like selling something in the streets. Nobody, you know? And he says that's so freaking weird, because he's from Mexico City, which is like, what, the most populous city in the world. So you just know the streets are ridden with people. It's a bustling city. They're everywhere. He says here, it's such a shock to him to see the streets empty like this. And here I am, thinking they're too full. Just kind of try to keep perspective. I have my hearing protection in, so hopefully I'm not fucking screaming. But like, to not be able to hear yourself, I feel like, at least for me, it really affects how I speak. Because the videos I've ruined have been just me, like, just belting, bro, just screaming. They say if you have a good time, it's going to be contagious. People will see that and enjoy your videos, right? So, bro, I was having a great freaking time. But I guarantee you, if I uploaded that video, nobody would have a good time. Oh, it's sad, man. It's sad. Is this dude on drugs? Oh, fuck. Not sure where Carmack. She says it's near the mall. The mall is like, I think, 3 miles away, so we're getting close. And since we met our once per ride quota, transmission issues should treat us well. We'll say. There's some guys that do this, and it's like a damn comedy routine, right? And and it's always like a new fucking stand-up routine, and I don't know if they like sketch it out that way, or if that's just some people's personality. You let them go and they turn to that. But it's really interesting to watch. Baker X Derek in particular, that guy is what got me into motorcycles. I didn't even think of motorcycles were an option, man. I had a little Corolla for years, and man, it was like burning some freaking oil. Like, I would need a quart of oil every time I filled up the gas tank, and then it started being like 2 quarts of oil. Where's all the fucking oil going? And then you like rub your finger along the top of the car. It's like, oh yeah, the oil's coming out the engine onto the top of the fucking car. I didn't care. I was like delivering pizza for Papa John's, and so I had to use it. You know, I didn't have another option. And when it blew up, it was like I could buy the same car or a Ninja 650. And the 650 is way faster, way more fun. I grew up doing motocross, so it appealed to me to, you know, try to get back into it a little bit. And I knew the performance would be there. And parking, I was at college at the time, so parking was such a bitch. You know, I never had money to pay for the parking, so I'm either illegally parking and could get a ticket at any time, or you have to park so far away, and even a lot of those are fucking illegal. So you're like walking 1.5 miles to get to school after you've driven all the way to school. You're never on time. I was never on time. just bad time. But man, my last semester was so freaking nice to just pull up to the door, bro, take your helmet off, walk inside. Sick as can be. Would highly recommend doing nothing else. If you're a college student, like you want to have fun, it's hard to afford a nice car on a college student budget, right? You can only usually work part-time, or if you're able to work full-time, God bless you. You know, it's rough. It's rough to make all that shit work. It's easier if you have a bike, because trust me, you can afford a used 600 and you're gonna beat 98% of the cars on the frickin' road. Nobody's gonna touch you, bro. And free princess parking every day, bro. And now is the point where I'm totally lost. I don't know where CarMax is. She says by the mall, and the mall is on the other side of that building. What you doing, buddy? Those dotted lines are only for other people. I got you, I got you. Let's take a left. Oh, see, I could tell by the way you were like partially merging with no fucking blinker that you wanted to do that, old man. Fucking idiot. Don't see it anywhere else. I'm assuming it has to be that way. By the mall. By the mall. It's by the mall. That's what I was told. It's by the mall. Alright. Kirkland's. Costco has a restaurant? Interesting. By the mall. Something tells me I'm gonna have to break out the goddamn GPS, even though I said I'm happy that I don't have to break out the GPS so much anymore. Fuck. What am I doing? Alright, that's what you do, guys. Yeah, if you didn't know, when you fuck up, you just full throttle, bro. No matter what. I've seen Ultimas do it my whole life. I know it's what you do. Yeah, found it. I'll definitely say I make mistakes that, you know, driving that I normally wouldn't do. And yesterday, when I was doing the twisties and stuff, I took it a lot easier than I normally do. That's not to say I'm super fast boy, but you got to leave room for error. And man, today is showing me I definitely can make a lot of mistakes. So that room for error is important. And where the fuck is the entrance, dude? Holy shit. This is like, where the fuck am I? Okay, turn around. Cool little neighborhood. Never been on this road. She's gonna try to get me to test drive this damn Corolla. Let's see if we can do a little wheelie real quick. Yeah, we can do a little wheelie real quick. The beautiful thing with the lift control is I have no idea how to do that. The bike just does that. And so as long as you're in a safe place and there's nothing in front of you and you can pick the time to stop, you know. I didn't use the back brake. The bike just slows the wheelies coming up, so it turns more perfect every time. Alright, now it's a black car. Where is the wife? Huh. There she is. Alright, we're gonna park it real quick. How do I get in?
You can come through the door over here.
Okay. So I ended up getting there, and right as I got there, my GoPro died, of course. Brand new batteries, they do not last any time. I don't know if it's the heat, I don't know if this is normal, but not used to something only getting 30 minutes of battery life. That's brand new. But anyway, like I said, all she needed was a little cheerleader, and that was enough to motivate her to bite the bullet, sign the dotted line, and now we're just waiting for her triumphant return. Here she goes, past the finish line. Piece de la Resistance. That thing is fucking sick, girl. Hell yeah. Alright, y'all. It's going to conclude the video. So I just wanted to show you guys. She works really hard. And I thought, you know, I kind of talked her into it, kind of being the cheerleader she needs because she works so hard and she deserves something nice. So really happy to see her having something like that. She's real proud of herself, and she should be. So now it's kind of like a funny juxtaposition. It's like, damn. Holy shit. What? Oh. So for us, the last thing that we need to replace, that we really need to get something else, is obviously the house. But like I said, the goal is 2024. I'm doing that don't spend money challenge for the rest of the year. And hopefully, you know, just keep going to work, putting in hours, and lay the foundation to replace this last. If someone wanted to do the house first, totally understand it. But in our case, it's paid off, no rent, no mortgage, so we can have really fun, nice things. But the next thing on the docket, definitely the house. Guys, I'm just going to conclude the video there. Appreciate you guys watching. Talk to you soon. Later.